Her first day on the job was supposed to be normal, until she stood up for the wrong person. She had no idea the man she defended was the most powerful person in the company. The office was bigger than anything Mia Carter had ever seen. Floor-to-ceiling windows, sleek white desks, and the constant hum of conversations filled the air. She clutched her bag tightly, trying to shake off her nerves. This was her first real job, and she couldn't afford to mess it up. She adjusted her uniform, a simple blouse and black slacks, before stepping into the employee lounge where a few of her new coworkers were gathered. They barely glanced at her, too busy chatting about office gossip. Mia exhaled and reminded herself why she was here: to work, to survive, to prove she belonged. Then, a commotion near the entrance caught her attention. A delivery man stood awkwardly by the front desk, holding a stack of boxes. His uniform was slightly worn, and his shoes had seen better days. The receptionist, a tall, sharp-looking woman, glanced at him with distaste. "Can you hurry up?" she snapped. "We don't have all day for people like you to waste our time." Mia's stomach twisted. The delivery man shifted uncomfortably. "I'm just trying to drop these off, ma'am." Another employee scoffed. "Yeah, well, move faster. You're blocking the entrance." A few chuckles rippled through the room, but Mia didn't find it funny. She knew what it was like to be looked down on, to be treated like she didn't belong. Before she could stop herself, she stepped forward. "Hey, that's not necessary," she said firmly. The room went silent. The receptionist raised an eyebrow. "Excuse me?" Mia swallowed but didn't back down. "He's just doing his job. You don't have to treat him like that." The delivery man lifted his gaze to her, surprise flickering in his eyes. One of the employees snorted. "Look at you, first day on the job and already making friends with the delivery guys." Mia ignored them. "Here, let me help." She reached for one of the boxes, but the delivery man stopped her, shaking his head. "You don't have to," he said quietly. She smiled. "It's fine. Everyone deserves respect." For a second, something unreadable flashed across his face. Then he nodded, a small but genuine smile tugging at the corners of his lips. No one knew it yet, but Mia had just defended the hidden CEO of the company, and tomorrow, everything would change. The next morning, Mia walked into the office feeling a little more confident. She had made it through her first day without any major mistakes, and despite the awkwardness of standing up for the delivery man, she didn't regret it. Respect was free, and if no one else would give it, she would. As she reached her desk, she noticed something odd. The atmosphere in the office felt different, tense. Whispered conversations buzzed around the room. Employees kept glancing toward the executive suite, a place no ordinary staff ever entered. "What's going on?" she asked her coworker Lisa, who was typing furiously at her computer. Lisa barely looked up. "The CEO is here," Mia frowned. "Okay, isn't that normal?" Lisa scoffed. "Number. He never shows up. He owns the company but barely ever comes in. Most of the executives have never even met him." Mia raised an eyebrow. That sounded strange. "So why is he here today?" "No clue, but apparently he's making big changes." Before Mia could process that, the elevator doors opened and the room fell silent. A man stepped out, dressed in a perfectly tailored suit. Tall, commanding, familiar. Mia's heart stopped. It was him, the delivery man. Except he wasn't wearing a delivery uniform anymore. He wasn't carrying packages. He wasn't being ignored. Because now everyone was staring at him in stunned silence. The receptionist from yesterday, the same one who had insulted him, visibly paled. Mia's throat went dry. What was happening? The CEO scanned the room, his sharp gaze assessing each employee. When his eyes landed on Mia, he didn't look away. Instead, he smiled. "Good morning, everyone," he said, his voice calm but firm. "For those of you who don't know me, my name is Daniel Reid. I'm the founder and CEO of this company." Murmurs spread through the office. Some employees looked panicked. Others, like the receptionist, looked horrified. "Mia?" She felt like she couldn't breathe. Daniel continued. "I spent yesterday walking through this office, seeing how my employees treat each other when they don't think anyone important is watching." His voice sharpened slightly. and what I saw disappointed me. The room was dead silent. Daniel took a step forward, his eyes flickering toward the receptionist. She flinched. Some of you treat people based on their titles, their uniforms, their appearance, he said evenly. You assume worth based on surface level things. He let the words hang for a moment before adding, that changes today. Mia's stomach twisted as realization dawned. This was because of yesterday. Daniel's gaze finally settled on her. And then, he continued, I met someone who reminded me what real leadership looks like. Mia froze. Oh no. Daniel smiled. Mia felt every pair of eyes in the office turn toward her. Her pulse pounded in her ears. What was Daniel doing? Why was he looking at her like that? Daniel took a step closer, his expression unreadable. Yesterday, someone here didn't care about status, money, or appearances. She cared about doing the right thing. And that's the kind of person I want in leadership. Mia's heart stopped, Lisa gasped. The receptionist's face drained of color. The employees exchanged stunned glances. Mia shook her head slightly, completely lost. I don't understand. Daniel's smirk returned, just barely. You will, he turned toward the rest of the office. Starting today, we'll be restructuring how this company operates. People who don't treat others with respect, no matter their position, will have no place here. His voice sharpened. And that includes management. A few executives noticeably tensed. They knew what this meant. Daniel continued. As part of that change, I want to reward people who demonstrate real leadership. People like Mia Carter. Mia's breath hitched. Effective immediately, she'll be moved to an executive assistant position, working directly under me. Dead silence. The receptionist made a choking sound. Lisa grabbed Mia's arm. Did he just say Mia stood completely still, stunned beyond words? Her first day at work, she had defended a delivery man, and now she was being promoted by the CEO himself. Daniel's eyes met hers once again, a flicker of amusement in them. I trust you won't say no? Mia swallowed hard, still struggling to process everything. She had started this job thinking she was just another employee, barely noticeable in a sea of office workers. But now she was standing at the center of it all, chosen by the most powerful man in the company. And she had no idea what that meant for her future. Mia's legs felt like they might give out beneath her. She had planned to keep her head down, work hard, and prove herself quietly over time. Not this. Not being put in the spotlight, not working directly under the CEO. Her throat felt dry as she forced herself to speak. Mr. Reid, I don't think I'm qualified for this. Daniel tilted his head, amusement flickering in his gaze. You think I'd offer you a position if you weren't? Mia blinked. She had no idea how to respond to that. Daniel continued, his tone firm yet calm. Leadership isn't just about experience or degrees. It's about character. When you defended me yesterday, you had no reason to. You weren't trying to impress anyone. You just did what was right. He let those words sink in before adding, that's exactly the kind of person I need in my company. The office was still frozen in shock. The receptionist, now visibly trembling, tried to recover. Mr. Reid, I had no idea it was you yesterday. I wouldn't have. That's the problem. Daniel interrupted smoothly, his voice turning cold. You only respect people when you think they have power. Her face turned red with embarrassment. She opened her mouth to speak again, but Daniel had already turned away. Mia, he said, ignoring everyone else now. Walk with me. Mia hesitated, then nodded quickly, following him toward his private office. As soon as they stepped inside, the door shut behind them, blocking out the whispers from the stunned employees outside. For a few seconds, there was silence. Then, Daniel smirked. You still think you're not qualified? Mia exhaled, shaking her head slightly. This is a lot. Daniel nodded, leaning against his desk. I get that. But let me make one thing clear. You've earned this. You might not see it yet, but I do. Mia bit her lip, her mind racing. Why me? Why not someone with more experience? His smirk softened into something almost genuine. Because experience can be taught, integrity can't. Mia stared at him, trying to process everything. Just yesterday, she had been a nobody in this company. Now she was standing in the CEO's office, about to step into a world she never imagined. She didn't know what was coming next, but one thing was certain. Her life would never be the same again.